I just wanted to welcome all of our members and all of the guests here. And I see a couple of new faces. One is Kat Kirby. And Kat, would you like to unmute yourself and just say hi? I know um, yeah, there you are. And
Hi.
hi, well, I don't know. I'm spotlighted, so I don't know if we can see you, but
Okay.
anyway, it's good to see you at our meeting, and I know you're involved with, you did some workshops with Rebecca and in the art group. You want to say a few words, Kat?
Yeah, sure. Hi. I live up in Prescott, but I look for any excuse to come to Tucson. So I'm happy it's on Zoom right now, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you in person eventually. Um, so I am the new, not sure what the word is, but I'm going to be running the Altered Books and Junk Journaling creative meetup online. And I really look forward to sharing some of my passions with, repurposing lots of fun papers into books and journals. Um, I've been teaching online for many years, but especially since last March. So I'm very familiar with the trials and tribulations of Zoom. And my goal would be to make everyone feel welcome and comfortable so we can create fun little books and journals together.
Oh,
So
there you are.
oh,
Okay,
hi.
great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Rebecca welcomed me in very, very nicely. So I feel like I know a few people here, but I look forward to meeting many
Great,
more of you.
great. Well, welcome. We're glad you're at our meeting.
Thank you.
So, okay, oh, and I see that Jandy is here, Jandy Shackelford. Um, Jandy, I just found, well, we just are learning of our scholarship winners from Pima and U of A. We're working on that now. And Jandy was one of them from U of A, and she's here at our meeting. So welcome, Jandy. I don't see, oh, there you are. um, I'll just ask you to unmute. Yeah, there you are. Hi, Jandy. I just wanted to
Hi.
say hi and meet you. We just talked via email the other day, but
Yeah,
we're really excited for you to be one of our scholarship winners, and hopefully we'll hear from you more next month and in the months to come. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited. And I'm excited to be a part of this meeting and see what you all have to offer. I'm really excited. So thank
great,
you.
great. Well,
Yeah.
glad you're here. So thanks a lot. Okay, moving on. Anybody else want to say hi or want to unmute themselves and say hi that we haven't? I see our speakers here. Okay, let me move on. I want to, first of all, share my screen with our webpage, and hold on. Let me go. Okay, can you all see the webpage? Um, if you have questions about Paperworks, there's a lot of good stuff on our webpage, which is managed by Ann Lusick. She does a great job with all of the information that gets put up there. So we spotlight our members on the front page. There's Roberta's work, and I know Linda's work was up there too. It usually revolves. Roberta Warshaw's work is there. I also want to say it's not too late to renew your membership. So please, if you have not, it is time to renew or join here. Join now, and it's only $40, and it's very easy to do it online by PayPal or whatever. I also wanted to say that the new directory just went out. It's online, and it's a new passcode for the directory. So if you did renew, you should have gotten the new passcode to get into the membership directory. Okay. Most of you heard about the new postcard project that's coming up, Wish You Were Here. I want to stress what a great opportunity this is going to be. There's going to be 7 different book arts groups. So we have San Diego, Santa Fe, who else? San Francisco Book Arts Group. There's 7 different organizations, most from the West Coast, 1 from the East Coast. And basically, you're going to be making 16 original postcards, mailing it to 16 book artists. And then each person will take those 16 cards and put them into a book structure, their own structure that they want. And the title of the project is Wish You Were Here. So I think this is a lot of fun. We had so much fun with our last project we did with the other book art groups. But you need to sign up by April 21st. So if you haven't signed up already and want to get know more about this project, click here on the webpage and you can sign up. It's very easy to do. No charge. Hopefully in the end, we will have a group catalog show of all the books. We'll see how that turns out, but it's really fun to connect with people from other parts of the country. Does anybody have any questions or want to unmute themselves and have any comments or questions about this upcoming project?
I do, Bobby.
Okay.
Are we talking here 16 different postcards or 16 of the same postcard?
They're probably going to, what I see in my head, it's going to be 16 original. It could be computer generated. So if you're making your art on your computer, you could do it that way. And they're not going to be 16 different ones. You could do the same postcard you want. You could stamp it, whatever. But 16 generally of the same postcard. If you wanted to change them off, you could. But as I understand it, it's 16 of the same postcard.
Okay, thanks.
And if you want to be in 2 groups, you could also do 32 postcards if you wanted to. There's the opportunity to do that. Make some 2 books. Okay, there's also going to be a Zoom meeting where you'll be talking with the coordinators of this. So check it out. But again, you only have another week to sign up for it. The second opportunity is the postcard Secret Pale Summer Postcard Exchange. And Sue Agnew always, it's so great. She runs this. We'll have more information in May about it for you to sign up. And that's, we just signed 3 postcards to friends that she's assigned us, and we make new friends and we reveal in September who we've assigned to. Also, oh, sorry about this. Hold on. Okay. The Winter Postcard Exchange. Last month, we did show some of the Winter Postcard Exchange, and I want you to know that it's up here on the website. So I had so much fun going through the postcards again that people did. If you want ideas, let's see. So you can see the different postcards that people made for our Winter Postcard Exchange. Ann Stevens made some wonderful ones, and Ann's looked like they popped and they moved and they made all kinds of wonderful structures besides really cute drawings. So take some time, if you have some time, go through the webpage and just look at the fun postcards that people made and did. Anyway, we have a very talented group here. Emily Sullivan, Francine made some funny ones. Jerry Morano doing a lot of collaging. Judy Bjorling had some really cool collaged postcards. Judy Derrickson, always fun. And I didn't realize, but Kathy Dannerbeck, she did hers in Morse code. So I thought that was pretty cool. and places she's been. Krista Nice. Linda Kern. Linda Penny. Margot Nickel. I thought this was fun. Margot did with calendar and collaging. Muffy Perry. And this is Muffy's. Quinn McDonald, who is no longer with us. I was able to get one of her beautiful postcards. Rebecca Gons. Got some fun ones from her. Sue Agnews. I love these watercolors. And Vanessa Deering, it was so funny. Hers were just a riot. Can you really get salmonella from raw cookie dough? Or are people trying to keep me from living my best life? Just all kinds of funny things. Anyway, you go through and read these. They're pretty funny. Pretty sure I'm going to be one of those senior citizens who bites everyone. So I don't know, her stuff was hilarious. And Vicki Donkersley did some great cards. I was able to get several of them in the mail. So if you haven't looked through them, go take a look. And let me get back to, hold on. Oh, there has to be an easier way to do this. Okay. Okay. I also want to talk about the 20 challenge for Paperworks members. And I would hope that all of you would submit something. We've changed the submission to April 30th. So by the end of the month, I would love for you to send me a couple of pictures of what you made. This year, Paperworks is celebrating its 20th anniversary as a arts organization, and we want to see what you come up with. So far, I have postcards from, let's see, not postcards. I have entries from Rebecca Gons, Lita Doskin, Judy Bjorling, Ann Lusick, and Linda Penny. So those 5 people some have sent in 2 entries. There's no fee to send this in. And I just want to tell you, next month, I'm going to be doing a slideshow of everybody's entries for the 20-year theme. And you can use any medium you want to use, any form. It doesn't have to be a book. And I'm going to do a slideshow, but I'm not going to be posting who the names are that did them. They'll just have the title and the piece and a little write-up about the piece. And then everybody's going to be able to vote for them. So you'll be voting for your top 4. And then the following month in June, I'll be announcing the top 4 winners. And there is a little prize. We have a gift certificate, a $25 gift certificate to Sarnoff's. So, you know, it's kind of nice. So any questions about the 20 challenge? If you want to unmute yourself and ask about them, anybody? Okay, send those in. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Okay. Also, in the gallery, I want to mention 2 people that have, if you're a member of our group, you can post your work in our gallery. Junardi Armstrong has new work up, and I just wanted to highlight her a bit. She's an eclectic artist, published writer, environmental educator. I can't read all this because of the pictures here. Oh, there they go. But she's exhibited all around, regionally and nationally. And this is some of her new work, her watercolor. This Joie de Vivre book with collage is one of the books she did for the book exchange the traveling book project with the other book groups. That was very clever. It was fun. And collages and pressed flowers she has. So take some time to go through Junardi's work and other people. And the other person who submitted some new work is, let's see, where is Margaret Suchland, longtime member of Paperworks. So is Junardi, longtime member of Paperworks. Margaret's work is all over the world, and she does really cool stuff. I can usually tell when it's a Margaret piece. She just has this great look to her work, about the passage of time, very graphic. And this is some of her new work, this book collage from Book Bundles. A nameless abacadarian. It looks really cool. Desert Flora is a one-of-a-kind accordion, mixed media. And I thought this one was totally cool. Film noir. She has some really cool found objects. So those were photos she took. It was, let's see, she said she has a six-foot reel of images on this old Kodak film holder. But I just thought it was just really cool. I'd love to see that in person. Do take a look at some of our members' work and in our gallery, and I hope that you will all post your own there. It can be very simple or very complex. You can write a big artist statement or not. Or just put some photos, update your work. Okay, in our programs, today we have Zoe, and we'll meet her a little bit later on from Cave Paper. And next month, we have Pat Waddell, and she'll be talking about, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Yayoko Kusama. She'll be doing a talk about her. And I look forward to that. Also, if you've missed our meetings, go to our YouTube channel and they are posted up there. So our last speakers. Okay. Just to let you, and if you need to interrupt or unmute yourself, please, if you have a question, please unmute and you can ask. Okay, let's see, programs. Okay, let's go to Creative Meetups. And Rebecca Gons is our Creative Meetup coordinator. If you're interested in getting a group together, talk to Rebecca. I first want to talk about the Poetry Center. And I would like to highlight Anita Rankin. I think Anita is here, or spotlight Anita. Several of us are involved. There's an upcoming exhibition at the Poetry Center. And Anita, you want to talk about it? Our Saturday meetings? I can't.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, good.
Am I unmuted? Okay.
Yes.
The second Saturday of every month, we are doing Zoom meetings. Hopefully, we're going to be doing some in-person, at least small groups out of this group in the future. So you might want to come on Saturday to get some more information about that as well. But this is a meetup that's basically just been organized around the exhibit at the Poetry Center with the title Imagine. So it's quite open as far as theme and something interesting that you want to do. Or a lot of us have ongoing works, sometimes for years, that are having the same types of themes. So it will no doubt fit into this show. This is a juried show. It will happen next spring. The deadline is December. And but it's certainly not too early to get started. I'd also like to just put in a word for the possibility of collaborations between members or in some of these other meetup groups that you may want to collaborate and send in some entries to be in this exhibit. We would love to show as much work, represent as many people as possible in this exhibit. So think about doing something like that so that your work can be seen. I don't think there's anything else. Just keep in mind, I'm sending out an email probably tomorrow, Friday, the day before our meeting. So if you want to get on our list for those emails of the reminder for when the meetings are, meetups, use my email and just email me. That would be Anita Rankin, one word, Comcast.net, and I'll add you to the list so that you can keep informed. We may be doing some prompts, sharing of work every month. So join us. It's a fun group, and it's a very exciting group as well. Very inspirational. So
It is.
please join us on Saturday. We would love to have you.
Thank you. And the link is here on our webpage if you want to join us Saturday. And I have to say, you know, for me, I feel very inadequate with writing any kind of words, or the word poetry scares me. But this has been great. You know, the challenges and the ideas we've gotten and how we've bounced things off of each other. So I'm really enjoying this group.
Yeah, just one word more. Just keep in mind, you do not need to be a poet to enter this exhibit by any means. It is the artful use of words. Now that's quite different from you've got to be writing a poem. So just keep that in mind. It is creative, but you are all creative. I know that from looking at your work. And so don't let that be a hindrance to you. Thanks.
True. Thanks, Anita. Okay. Moving on with other creative meetups, if you want to be part of any of these groups, there's the Sketch It, and the Sketch It group is doing great. Every 2 weeks they're meeting and doing some wonderful work. The Art Book Club, they're meeting via Zoom, and look at all these great books they're reading. So I'm sure if you wanted to read any of those and join in on the discussion, give Mimi Curtin a call or email her and she'll send you the link to their meetings. I love it. I love that book list. Repurposing Paper for Art is the second Tuesday of the month, and Altered Books is with Kat Kirby is going to be doing that. Rebecca, do you have anything you want to add to what's up here? Okay, I don't hear from Rebecca. Okay, let's move on. Oh, here's some of the work that's been produced in the page, Vintage Blue. Okay, I want to move on.
Can I?
Yes, Kat?
Yeah, I would just love to show people what the sort of assignment is before our first meeting, if people are interested. I'm just asking people to make a one signature junk journal using a variety of papers. And there's a video, a YouTube video on somewhere, I'm not sure where it is, on how to make it if you've never made one. And then when we get together, we will be you know, talking about the process and fun stuff, challenges, things like that.
Okay, so if you're interested in that, and you are meeting this week, right? This next week?
I believe it's, I think it's the 18th. Let me just check, or the 15th rather, that notorious day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on April 15th from 10 to 11 a.m.
Wonderful.
on Zoom.
Everybody is welcome to
Yeah.
join up at that time.
But it's just fun to, you know, to make these little books out of whatever. It's similar to, I imagine, the repurposing paper. So I'm looking forward to seeing that group too. Thank you.
Great. Well, email Kat if you have any questions. Okay. Going up to exhibitions. on our webpage. So here's where you would click and sign up for the Wish You Were Here. And we have the 20, I talked about that, call for entries. And we have the Poetry Center we were talking about coming up. I want to talk about members that are in juried shows. And first of all, Joe Anderson is down in Two Box Center for the Arts. There's a great show, The Art of the Print. And I went down there a couple weeks ago to see the show and to hang around Tubac. It was jumping. It was busy there in Tubac. It was kind of fun. But Joe has a couple of wonderful prints there. And Barbara Kemp Cowlin, as always, has her work all over. This is in Phoenix from February 27th to May 13th. Barbara, is this one of your huge paintings? The 6x6 or the
This is an 8x8.
8x8? Wow.
8 foot by 8 foot. It's in panels. It's in I think 24 by 48 inch panels that are, some of them are vertical and some of them are horizontal. And Jim, my husband Jim, figured out a way to organize them all into a square, and then they're all bolted on the back. So I painted it partly all separate, flat, and then I painted it vertically bolted together or on my wall easel. And then when it had to go to the show, I had to rent a van, and we took it apart into 4 sections because taking the whole thing apart, we were afraid we wouldn't be able to get it back together. So, but it went back together really well, and it's in a really beautiful space. So, thanks.
Wonderful. I'd love to see it in person. So I bet it's, this doesn't do it justice.
For a while, so.
It's great. So if you get up to Phoenix, please go see that. And if you haven't subscribed to Barbara's blog or Facebook, she does wonderful posts about her works in progress. And I just love seeing her process and what she's up to. Barbara's great. Okay, you're welcome. I also want to say there is a show, a paperwork show, and I'm going to have Joe Anderson talk about this. Joe, if you want to unmute yourself. But some of you have heard of the show at the Tohono Chul, and there you are, Joe. It's called Forming the Effect, Affecting the Form. And there are a few paperworks artists in that show. And Joe, you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a little bit about the history of how this show came into being. Let's see. It's basically an invitational show called Forming the Effect, Affecting the Form. And it started when Helen, Judy, and I took on the exhibitions committee, and we asked all the paperworks members to submit images for a proposal to be juried later on for the entry gallery. And at that time, our proposal was denied, but due to COVID limitations, James Schaub was going through old proposals and contacted me in January about whether some of these people might be interested in showing at this time during the COVID time. And I said, absolutely. And so he chose 9 different paperworks members from that original proposal of images. And that's who's in this show. And I also,
and that was from 2018, right? That
yeah,
was
the original proposal was 2018. So it was a long lead time actually. And it didn't end up being a juried show, but an invitational, basically. He chose who he wanted to have in there. And I hope all the members can get in there to see this exhibit and to support the Paperworks members. There's also, I believe, 4 different Paperworks members in the main gallery exhibiting there as well. So one of the things James recently told me is that if you go to the Tohono Chul Park and you mention to the lady at admissions that you are a Paperworks member, they will give you a half price entry into the park. So I hope people can get over there to see the exhibit and the main gallery as well. I think in the main gallery, it's, let's see, Helen, Carol, Roberta, Miriam Ott. There's, I think, 3 or 4 members from Paperworks as well.
Wonderful. So there's Judy's work, Lynn Hart and her wonderful weavings, Carol Morgan and her mica, Shane and her mixed media work, Beata, Great Wall of Northern America. Oh, that's Beata's.
Yeah.
Watercolor, and some of my eco dyes. So anyway, do take a look at Tohono Chul. It's lovely to be there and in the gardens. Okay.
Bobby, I'm just going to jump in real quick. Vicky talking, and I saw the show yesterday, and it is fabulous. And it just makes me so proud of the organization. Just fabulous work. So congratulations, Paperworks members. And if you haven't seen the show, really make time to see it. It's really worth it.
Thanks, Vicki.
Yeah, Bobby, I wanted to say one more thing. James gave me, half a dozen free passes. So if anyone would like a free pass, they can email me their address and I will stick it in the mail and send it, or a couple of them, to them if they want, if they wanted that pass.
Wonderful. Thanks, Joe. So you never know. I mean, that proposal was done over 3 years ago, and then out of the blue, we got a phone call, and that wasn't even it was a proposal, but it wasn't the full thing. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop my share, and I'm going to ask Michelle Vaughn if she has anybody for a slideshow, show and tell. Michelle, where are you? Okay.
I do. So we have been experimenting with something in Zoom meetings, which is to do show and tell over Zoom. And if you send me photos of your work, we'll do show and tell. So this takes place of our normal in-person bringing your work. And hopefully we won't have to do show and tell over Zoom for very long. But in the meantime, Nancy Wilkerson, oops, I spelled your name wrong, Nancy, sorry, has sent me some things. Can you see that?
Can you make it bigger?
I think I am not sharing the right thing. Give me 1 second. Here we go. There we go.
There.
The large version. Are
Yeah.
you on, Nancy? It's hard to see through all the people. If Nancy's on, just unmute and you can talk about your work. I think maybe she's not, so I will go through them. This is the first one she sent, and it looks like she's doing some wall murals. She didn't say where exactly this was, but look at those vibrant, cool colors. And then she said she's been doing a lot of art journaling, working on pages in her art journal.
I just want to say Nancy's been is a newer member, and she's a naturalist, she's a hiker, and she teaches a lot of art classes. And she just found an art studio, I believe, at St. Francis Church, and she is teaching all kinds of art classes there, starting this week. So
Oh, great.
to
In
children and
person then,
adults.
huh, Bobby, in person?
I think so. I think they'll be
Awesome.
meeting in person. So
Great.
on her Facebook page, she was posting pictures of the classroom, and it's a lot of outdoor space too. So it looks really cool.
Good. So for those looking to do some in-person classes, there's an option.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. And I encourage people, if you want to share your work, since we can't be in person, send it to Michelle and she will post it and we can talk about it. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to talk about Kathy Dannerbix. I have a slideshow here, of the placemat class, which was really fun. Okay, hold on. Open. Oops. Okay, let me do this. And Kathy Dannerbeck and everybody that was in the class, if you want to unmute yourself and say something, you are welcome to do so. Let's see, I'm going to push play. So the paper works, we had a canvas, placemats, runners, and floor cloth class. And she taught this free class in February and March of 2021. Kathy ordered the heavy duty canvas for us, and we followed her steps and met via Zoom for 6 weeks. In our weekly sessions, we would learn the next steps, get feedback, and ask questions. And finally, we met for a socially distanced outdoor lunch to show off our mats and visit and make new friends. So it turned out to be a really cool thing for the participants. Some I know of you are still in progress with your mat, but that's okay. Let me see. Oh, okay, come on. Okay, so Kathy Dannerbeck made a total of 8 mats for the class and the runner to match. They're reversible with a cactus motif on one side and the Southwest inspired design on the other side. And Kathy has done a lot of placemats, more with the Northwest theme because she's a snowbird and up in Washington. And Kathy, you want to say anything?
I'd just like to say it was great fun. I really enjoyed meeting everyone. And everyone did something different, which was very inspiring. The cactus one and the Southwest one are very different from the others I've done. And I'm sitting at my dining room table with them on the table right now. So, you know, in the future, if people are interested, they're more than welcome to contact me. And I know a couple of you had talked about getting together to maybe order more canvas. And I forget, I think it was Mega who was going to head that up. But if they're interested in canvas, they can also give me a call or email me, and then we'll try to get people together and coordinate that.
Great. Okay, Terry Enfield, this is what she made. And you'll see all of them are very different from each other. So it's kind of fun to see what people came up with. Ani Andres, beautiful, colorful mat. I think this is one, and she's going to be making more. She's a beautiful artist. Sherry Lucerne Martin made a floor cloth, and she's using this in her house. Vicki Donkersley made some really fun bunny placemats. I love them. They're reversible, right, Vicki? They're reversible? Yeah.
They're not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
That's a summer project.
Okay. I love the colors. Linda Penny did both sides of a square mat, an 18-inch mat, so she can use it in the middle of her table. But she also did indigo mud cloth rug that's 30 by 57, which turned out really cool. Diane Cheshire, new to Paperworks, and she did some beautiful placemats. The theme was Southwest petroglyphs. Carol Morgan did 2-sided placemats, very colorful and bright. I did a floor cloth, so this is with my theme was feathers. And that's it. Okay, now how do I get out of here? Anyway, it was a really fun class, and
this is Vicki again. It was such a great class, and Kathy is such an incredible teacher. She's so supportive, so energetic, gives you lots of ideas, holds your hand. So thank you so much, Kathy. It was totally inspiring, and I loved seeing what everybody else did with their placemats and their floor cloths. They're great.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Bobby, for putting together the slideshow.
You're welcome. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Okay, next I'm going to highlight the handmade book exchange that we did in February and March. So this is a handmade book exchange by our members, February, March 2021. And we had 4 different groups. We had 16 people sign up for this. And so it just worked out well to divide into 4 groups. And the deal was you made, or you had on hand, you sent 3 handmade books to 3 people. And you received 3 handmade books. So the first group was Bobby, Vicky, Mara, and Kathy Dannerbeck. This was my book that I made. I made 2 different books: Eco Dyed Papers, Reverse Accordion Structure, Haiku Leaves, Encaustic Covers with mica accents. So there's mica here that's hold the leaves in. And another one-of-a-kind book I had made was Encaustic Covers, Eco Dyed Pages, and mica accents. Vicki Donkersley did a wonderful star book. I'm just gonna, did a wonderful star book, and I was lucky to receive one of these. The title was Cosmic Connections. It's a beautiful book. And the inspiration was originally an idea inspired by Carl Sagan. We are made of star stuff. And I love the quote by the science writer Vanessa Janik, which I had never heard of before, but it's just beautifully crafted, like all the things that Vicki does. So it was so nice to receive this. Mara Crummins. So she did some really cool accordion fold books, and she worked with papers, turning the news from 2020 into something positive. The papers were derived from tape transfers from the Sunday New York Times, and the graphite mark represent my journey in the art world, and the small dots are a tribute to my father, who was a career painter and sculptor. It's a beautiful little book. Kathy Dannerbeck, because I'm a winter visitor, she did something about the desert using photographs that have been taken over the past few years, along with haikus. She used watercolor paper and vellum for the pages, and there are blank spaces so that you could write in them. It's a beautiful book, and I love the binding. The binding here is called a slip stitch binding that connects it. And I want to try this binding sometime, but it lays flat. And also we got the book in these wonderful cases. So you see the bag here that's been hand printed with the Roadrunner in there. It's really fun. Or is it a Cactus Run? Roadrunner, I think. Okay, anyway, beautiful book. Her haikus, and it opens different ways. I really don't want to write in it, but I think I may. Group 2, Linda Penny, Rebecca Gons, Michelle Vaughn, and Sue Agnew. Linda Penny made 3 different book structures with eco-dyed papers. Linda makes beautiful eco-dyed papers, if you have seen any of hers. The one on the far right is a fishbone fold. Rebecca Gons is newer to bookmaking, and she sent to Michelle a book called Squared Reflections, taking poems from vintage books. Sue Agnew received Amazon Box art journal book. And if you look here, there's art supplies, watercolor pencils to boot. I thought that was very cool. And she did a sanctuary book sent to Linda Penny. Sue Agnew did some wonderful books, Japanese stab binding, and these are all of her drawings over the quarantine period. And I'm not sure if you can read them, but they are just so clever and so funny. What she has drawn there. So the first start dealing with quarantine. She has postcards in there with her love-hate relationship with Zoom and all the other stuff that came down in the last year of the 2020. And in 2020, we learned not to say what's next. So wonderfully. And here's how she ended the book, each book. So I thought it was a very thoughtful, I would like to see it in person, but a very thoughtful and well done book. Beautiful. And any of you, if you want to unmute yourself that are part of this and say something, please do. Group 3, Deb Hilbert, Krista Nice, Heather McLean, and Melinda Collins-Nick. Deb Hilbert made blank journals with eco-dyed covers. And her third book were eco-dyed pages. And it's a Paul Johnson book structure that we did in our little group together a few years ago. We kind of played with that. Turned out really nice. Kristen, excuse me, Krista Nice did a really fun book. Mount Lemon Hike was her inspiration. It's a wall hanging on a branch. She has Susan Coral handmade papers, Asian papers, twigs, and the name of the poem is Tree Bark, written in 2014. Heather McLean did a tiny ruffled sphere book, learned from a Kit Davey in an online class. Very fun and colorful. A cross structure binding. The cover was cut from a fancy file folder. And a star book. So she made lots of structures. I love that. I love the star book structure. Melinda Collins-Nick, who now lives in Santa Fe, made 3 different structures. I'm not sure what this is called, the orange and green one, but it's very cool. This structure we made together a year or so ago in our In Over My Head group or Creative Circle group. And this book is the 3rd book she sent out. And that is who's the person?
Haiti Kyle.
Eddie Kyle, yeah, book structure. Group 4, Judy Derrickson, Terry Enfield, Joe Anderson, and Rosemary Ray. Judy Derrickson. Pardon? Judy Derrickson is made 3 different collage books. Look very fun, look very stuffed with stuff. First one is Collage Journey 2020. Second one, I'm not sure if there is a title, but it has all kinds of cool pages in there. Looks like prints and collages and cool things. And her last book is Secrets of the Garden. Looks like some of her drawings and collage and prints. Joe Anderson had 2 books. I love this book. We might have seen a similar one of Book of Snakes at the Tucson Museum of Art. And you want to read that snake is repeated symbol within my dream time. I believe we culturally share certain aspects with our communal dreams. She had gum Arabic transfer prints of her photographs and hand dyed the paper with native plants, including creosote, medicinal plant. The cover is made with roadkill snake skins that I prepared and preserved. This was a collaborative book she made many years ago. She did not make it to sell, but to gift to everyone and who sent me their thoughts on their own breast cancer experience. It was a cathartic process for me after my mastectomy. I decided to make an edition of 50. The edition size was a huge stretch for me at the time. The extra books I send off to some of the cancer center libraries across the country. I ended up with 4 books. This exchange seemed like a perfect way to send those out into the world. So looks like an absolutely beautiful book titled One Lump or Two. And finally, Rosemary Ray. Rosemary Ray is a newer member of our group, and she made these delightful hand-painted paper star books. Oh my gosh, they look so fun, colorful. So at top, there are 3 books that look flat, showing pop-ups in the poem I wrote. It's housed in a little pocket on the back panel of the book. And here at the bottom are all 3 books stretched open. So those are the books that we have so far. And I just think it was a really great exchange. Any comments or anybody have anything to say about the books or the book exchange?
I
Truly
loved it,
incredible.
Bobby. The books that I got were so fun to receive and fun to look at, and it's great fun to look at all of them. So I thought it was a great idea. Loved it.
Wonderful. Anybody else want to say anything?
Well, seeing all the books together, I'm totally blown away. They're beautiful. And Rosemary Ray, a few of us met her during the traveling book exchange with San Diego and San Francisco book thing last year. So I encourage people to participate in the collaborative project coming up.
I really enjoyed it too. And as Bobby mentioned, I'm definitely new to bookmaking. And originally I had so many ideas and couldn't figure out what to do. And I thought, just do something, and have fun with it. That was the main thing. And making the connection with the other person was the other thing that was really fun, receiving their book back. So I really enjoyed it.
I liked it too. Hopefully we can do it again next year or another form of it. So it was fun.
Truly amazing. I'm just continually amazed when I see the work that people are doing in Paperworks. Just incredible. Thank you so much for that show.
You're welcome. And hopefully I'll be able to send this to Ann Lusick and she can post it on our webpage. So I'll work with Ann and see if I can send it to her. And Rosemary Ray, I wanted to say hi to you, but I don't see your picture. But anyway, welcome to Paperworks and thanks for participating. Okay, I'm about done here. I just wanted to say a couple of other things. Let's see. Oh, a couple of announcements. First of all, the Violet protest, Violet, not violence, Violet as in blue and red. And Ann Morton is, she spoke to Paperworks a couple years ago, came down from Phoenix, and I know several of us contributed to this project. And Connie Campsala at the beginning of our meeting before we started recording would love to go up to Phoenix and to the art museum there. And if anybody wants to go up or plan a road trip for the day, contact Connie and to see this great installation. It'd be kind of fun. I'm sure it's up for a month or 2.
She actually has 3 different shows up in the Phoenix area. She has the big one at Phoenix Art Museum, which is on the bottom floor. That's all the Violet show. And then in Chandler, she has one or two pieces that are in the Vision Gallery there. And then at the Mesa Contemporary Museum of Art, she has a whole solo show that's fabulous, that does have some of the Violet project in there also. So she's really got a lot of work up in the area. The biggest show with the Violet project is in the Phoenix Art Museum.
Great.